Hi, and welcome or welcome back if you've been here before. I am Tanya, and I am on a journey to increase my income stream so I can quit my corporate job. We are doing our parking lot diaries again. We're in a different location. Um, the where I normally, okay, I film in different spots every time I do this, but I had found a spot that I really liked because it's almost like a big abandoned parking lot. It used to have a supermarket in it, that actually moved to a different location, and then the other business that's in the parking lot is a doctor's office that I guess isn't open on the weekends. And so it's a huge parking lot, and on the weekends, which is when I film, it's normally empty. So I found that I liked filming there if I was going to film in my car. But I went there today and there's a bunch of landscapers there today. So I had to find a new spot because I'm that person. I don't like if people can see that I'm filming. It feels kind of weird to me. So I actually need to run to the pharmacy. So my pharmacy is in a big parking lot with a couple different businesses, and one of them is a daycare. And so I'm actually parked in front of the daycare because of course the daycare is not open. But there's also, I'm not sure. There's another business over there. I'm not sure what it is. So we shall see. We shall see how this goes. This is actually going to be kind of quick. Um, that's what I say. I feel like I start every video saying that this is going to be quick, and it's not. So, okay. Anyway, hi. Hello. I hope you're having a good day. It is nice and sunny out. I am going to try to film this without my sunglasses on. I'm parked under some trees, so I do have some shade. So we'll see how this goes. If you are watching this, you may have noticed that my logo and name of my channel has changed. So I have decided to kind of rebrand. Now, I will say that the rebrand is more just a name and logo change versus kind of what my channel is about. And that's kind of why, or exactly why, I did the change. So, excuse me, history lesson. I, so my, if you're new here, and you're just coming here now, my channel used to be called Happy Things 76. And that name actually comes from my Etsy shop that I started over 4 years ago. And at that time, it was a sticker shop. And so that is actually the name of my Etsy shop. And my Etsy shop is still the same name. So during that journey of my sticker shop, I had started this channel to kind of, document my whole Etsy journey and stuff like that. But at the time, to be candid, truth be told, I got too wrapped up in trying to do or be what YouTubers were kind of relaying that you needed to be. Things needed to be aesthetic, and you need to have all this amazing lighting and do all this editing and have a script and all this stuff. And if you've ever been here before, you know that none of that is what you get from me. My videos are not edited. I cut the front and the beginning where I start and end the video, and that's kind of it. If you watch my last video, I did edit out one thing, and that was because somebody drove by and I got creeped out. And so I was sitting there just staring at this car for like 2 minutes. Other than that, my videos are not edited. Here you go. You kind of get what you get with me. I do my best to not mess up too much. So I kind of got caught up in the whole how your videos should look, and I felt stressed, like super, super stressed filming those videos. So I only filmed a couple. I don't even remember how many I filmed. And I just stopped because I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. And then whatever. I moved on with my life, but I had kept the channel. And so it stayed with the name Happy Things 76 because I wanted everything to be cohesive. And so fast forward a bunch of time, years, that channel just kind of sat. And then this year, I decided back in February, I guess, I really was like, I turned 50 in June of this year, 2026. I turned 50. So back earlier this year, I was really like, I need to get out of this corporate thing. This is just not for me. I'm extremely miserable at my job. I've been miserable there, to be honest, the whole time I've been there, and I've been there for 2 years. And so I decided back in February that I was going to try out all types of different income streams to bring in more income to replace my corporate job. So one of the things I decided to do was that maybe I'll pick this channel back up and just document my journey. For a million reasons, mainly just because I wanted to document it for myself. I'd love to look back later and be like, oh, good gravy, look how horrible that video is. But also just kind of documenting my journey. And it really, at the age of 50, it really feels like you are starting over again. And that's a lot scarier than it is when you are in your 20s and 30s. And that's no shade or shame to anybody, no matter what age you're starting over. It's very, very scary. Um, but at 50, you're kind of like, holy crap, in what, 15 years, I'm supposed to be able to retire and be able to afford it and live this whole life that you imagine you're supposed to live when you retire. So, anyway, I'm going all over the place here. So in February, I picked this channel back up and I decided to kind of film my journey. And that's what I have been doing. And so I was thinking about it over this past week, and I really felt like Happy Thing 76 just clearly did not fit this channel, the purpose of this channel. Again, it was a name of my Etsy shop that I still have, that I've now switched over to print on demand, and I've added my digital products to. So I said, I need to come up with something else, something that more fits what my channel is about, what my journey is about. And so I'm going to pop in my new logo up here. I'm sure you've already seen it if you're watching this video, but I decided to go with Paving My Own Way. And so I felt that that really embodied what I'm trying to do. I'm really trying to pave my own way to the life that I envision for myself. And so that's what I went with. And so that my logo is, I'm wearing purple now, but my two favorite colors are yellow and purple. And so I wanted to just have something that kind of embodied what that was. And it's a journey. And so that's what my logo is. It's just a little road riding off into the sunset. And so there's my story. So I hope I didn't confuse anybody with the sudden logo change. I actually changed it. Today is Saturday. I think I actually made the change on Tuesday. I've mentioned before, if you watch my videos, I do have ADHD. And so I will all of a sudden be like, I'm going to do this. And I just did it. And so I changed the logo and the name of this channel, and then I also changed it on my Substack because my Substack was originally called the Happy Things Corner, because again, it was all tied to the whole Happy Things 76 thing, because I started my Substack to also kind of document my journey of growing my Etsy shop and stuff like that. And so I just, again, kept all the names the same. And so having now Happy Things Corner kind of does a little bit not sound as bad for Substack, but I wanted things to be more cohesive. And so I changed the name and the logo over there because my Substack is kind of an extension of this vlog. It's kind of a little bit more behind the scenes, a little bit more of my thoughts. Here I'm just kind of talking, no script, no nothing, where with Substack I can kind of sit down and really write everything out. And so that will be just a little bit, again, an extension of this channel. So there we go. That's my biggest update. I'm sorry if I confused anybody, if they all of a sudden saw this different name and different logo. Yeah, I don't really have much of an opportunity during the week to film because I do work my corporate job, which has crazy hours. I work 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., which is absolutely ridiculous. And there's no reason. There's really no reason for those hours. But whatever. And then before and after work, I have to work on all these other businesses that I'm working on. And so I just didn't get a chance to film anything during the week to explain it. So here we go. I'm now filming it. But this is going to be my journey. Again, this channel's about my journey too. And so it's about my journey to quit my corporate job, but I feel like it's just my journey in general. I'm now 50. I'm now in a huge part of my life. People say the second half, I don't feel like this is the middle because I'm not sure if I'm going to live until 100. That's pretty old. Sorry, that is old, but there you go. So I feel like this is my journey to just everything. I'm in a different mindset than I was when I was younger. I want different things out of life than what I wanted before. I'm a mom. All of my kids are now adults. I still have one at home that I'm trying to boot and to be on her own. That's a struggle in itself. So yeah, this is just I'm in a different phase of my life. And so this channel is going to be that whole thing because yes, right now my main focus is to grow my income streams to be able to quit my corporate job. But then there's also my life after that. My life will continue after I quit my corporate job. So this channel will also continue with that journey. So that's what I want this channel to be about. So it is going to be my journey, period. Right now, the current focus is quitting my corporate job. So that's it. That's kind of my update. I did make a new digital product. I will pop it up somewheres. Put my hand under it somewheres wherever it'll look best. I made a goal planner, which again kind of fits with what I've been working on. This goal planner is actually an Excel sheet, which I know doesn't really sound like what most digital goal planners are. They're usually like a PDF or something like that. But I mentioned before that like I'm lazy with certain things. I want to be able to plug something in once and have it populate other places. And you really can't have that if it's some type of PDF or printable or something like that. So I wanted something that I could plug in a goal here and then see, where I'm at and all that in other spots and kind of see my progress. So I decided that I wanted it in an Excel sheet. And so there's different tabs for you to, think about what you want your goals to be, to kind of list your goals, list your little to-dos for the goals, and you can kind of see your progress. So it is now it's in my Etsy shop. I have it. My digital products are also on Gumroad, so it's up on there. And I'm using it to plan out the things that I want to do. I have a lot of goals, and so I'm looking forward to really working on them and seeing where they go. Yeah, so I've got a lot of balls in the air. I have my Etsy shop. I have my digital products. I'm still writing my second book. I actually finally got several chapters written this week. And I do have my ASMR channel that I don't really mention that much because I kind of go back and forth with I work on it and I don't work it. It's kind of at the bottom of the list. Sorry, ASMR channel. I apologize. You mean a lot to me. But it's kind of at the bottom of the list because everything else needs a little bit more attention than that does. And so that kind of gets bumped out. But I am trying to work on it because it is kind of fun. And I actually love ASMR videos. There's times where you just need to sit back and just let your mind, okay, I have ADHD, so my mind is never clear, but sometimes you just need to sit back and just close your eyes and just try to not think about a whole lot of things. And so I'm still working on that. I will link all the things that I'm working on below. If you want to support me in any way, feel free to go check them out. And that's it. Oh, did you hear the car honking? Oh my, here we go. It's Saturday and people are driving like crazy. All right, I'm going to wrap this up. 15 minutes. I've been trying to keep my videos to 15 minutes. Again, longer than I thought it was going to be. I need to go pick up some prescriptions at the pharmacy, and then I have kind of a long to-do list today, including the fact that I got to cut my grass. So, home ownership. They said it would be fun. It's fun until you got to cut your grass and you don't really feel like it, and you're getting bit by mosquitoes. That's not the fun part. All right, I'm going to go. As always, listen, put in the comments if you're on any type of journey. I want us to continue to support each other. Give any tips and trips. Wow, not trips. Oh my goodness. I'm not editing that out. I'm sorry. Comment where you're at, or where you're going to be at, or where you want to be at. Let us all know. Let us all support each other. I hope you have a great day, a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.